Short Breaks was born out of the Aiming High project, which was a government initiative that recognised that outcomes for disabled children and young people were significantly lower than those in the mainstream. So the idea of Short Breaks was across a range of services, Short Breaks being one of them, was to improve outcomes for disabled children. Short Breaks has been running for 4 years now. I'm Jo Dawson, Short Breaks Coordinator for London Borough of Hounslow.
So my name's Chris Tribe. I am a community sports coach for Brentford FC Community Sports Trust.
My name is Fiona Hamilton-Fairley and I am the Principal and the CEO of the Kids Cookery School.
My name's Peter Shears. I work for Brentford FC Community Sports Trust.
Hi, I'm Georgina, parent of Alicia who attends Short Breaks.
How did we become a part of Short Breaks? From the very start of the school, we've always worked with special needs children, and I think Short Breaks probably approached us and asked if we could start teaching some of the children.
I think for another organisation called Parents in Touch, who wrote to me quite early on when Alicia was diagnosed. They wrote to me and then they also told me about Short Breaks.
Brentford Community Sports Trust and myself particularly have been involved in Short Breaks for the last 6 years, I think it is.
To choose my favourite activity, it's kind of between cookery class and the sports, but I think I'm going to go with the sports because it's very interactive and it gives me a chance to give things a try when no one will kind of bother me about if I can't do it.
We particularly wanted to use sports as part of the Short Breaks programme because we felt there was a number of children and young people who, whilst they enjoy sitting down and doing different programmes, that we wanted to do something a bit more active. So we involve programmes like kayaking, wall climbing, as well as other sports, some of the adapted sports like bocce and curling, and then other things like tennis and badminton as well. So what we want to do is to give them an opportunity to come in a nice safe environment, take part in the sports, and also include parents and siblings as well, so that if they wish, the whole family can get involved at the same time.
Consistency, that's a big word, so it's got to be the right thickness. Yeah.
I have many roles at the Kids Cookery School. I'm the founder, I am the head chef, I'm the bottle washer, I do everything. I do have a small team behind me, but my main job is to make sure that the children are happy, safe, that they have a good time, and most of all they learn to cook really delicious food.
We manage the budget, we manage the programme, we deal very closely with families, deal very closely with the children and young people, and hopefully provide a service that is beneficial and enjoyable for all concerned.
Possibly the challenges are the right facilities for children to learn to cook. Obviously here is an exception. Challenges for parents is being strong enough and brave enough to allow them in the kitchen and to let them grow up and experiment just the same as any other child. But obviously we have to keep everybody safe, so it's not just the children with special needs, but it's everybody around them as well.
I think there is still prejudice within society. Hounslow is very targeted into providing an inclusive service across the board so that all activities, all settings, all provision can cater to both mainstream and disabled people. We're still working towards that. It's a long way to go. I think prejudice is the most difficult thing to overcome. And I think expectation as well. Either their life goals needs to be nurtured and to give them the belief that they can achieve as much as any other children, whether they have a disability or not. And I think that is the difficulty for families.
In the beginning it was for her being different. When you walk with Alicia in a wheelchair, people tend to stare. And it's not necessarily a negative reason why they're staring, but as a family, it's quite upsetting at times. But I think in the media there needs to be more images of children and adults with disabilities so that people are aware of disabilities.
I go to a mainstream school, which means I'm surrounded by all these able-bodied people, and they're doing things like running, jumping, and I can't do those things. The most hard thing about being disabled is the insult/teasing.
A lot of them don't seem to have the opportunity to play sport in their everyday lives. So I think when they get the chance to do it, they really appreciate it almost more than other children.
I think it's helped me in the reason that it's given me more confidence to try something and kind of not let the insults get to me. But as time's gone by, I do think I've made quite a lot of friends because of my growing confidence through short breaks.
So the fact that they're doing sport, for some of them, they may struggle to be able to do a lot of physical exertion, but actually just getting them moving and being flexible, doing different things as well, is all good for their muscles and for their body tone.
I think outcomes for disabled children have improved, certainly within the borough. When we started, there were about 500 was our baseline of children. Last year, up to March 2013, we had nearly 1,000 young people and children accessing short breaks. So I think it means that we provide a service that is relevant and that is enjoyed by the young people and by families.
When she first started going, it was quite reassuring to see other families in the same situation, especially for Alicia, for her to see children that were quite similar to her, children that possibly had the same equipment, various children with different special needs. And also as a family, it's helped us accept that she has got a disability and there's things that she finds difficult and is a challenge for her day to day.
The best aspect has to be the children and the food. I think seeing their little faces, making them happy, even seeing them being a bit naughty.
Short Breaks is funded via the Early Intervention Grant, which we get directly from central government, and Hounslow Council apportion us a share of that budget. The budget has been reduced year on year, but we're still providing a service that we feel is still valuable and enjoyed by a lot of people.
Funding for the school is always an issue on a day-to-day basis. We have some very strong supporters. We could always do with more. Yes, funding will continue to be an issue because we're a charity and most of our clients don't pay for coming here.
Difficulty is, with the nature of working with disabled children, you have a very high ratio of staff to the children. You know, unless you're going to charge £10 for a session for somebody to come along, it's going to be hard to balance the books. We want to make it as inclusive for everybody as possible. You know, we don't want to make it for the rich children so they can come along.
It just wouldn't really appeal to me why it closed down. I would definitely feel a little bit angry because I don't really think a reason is good enough to close down such a good operation.
If the funding was cut, I think it would be really, for us it would be really negative. It would have a massive impact on all the families that we work with. I think everyone would notice it significantly.
With the introduction of the new Children and Families Bill, we may come to a point where we're offering personal budgets for young people so that they are very much involved in shaping their own short breaks.
Maybe it'd be nice to introduce, rather than just holiday provision, maybe like a more regular session, like a weekend session.
I hope with short breaks they'll keep bringing in new activities and new people to try and create courage for other people.
Hope that we and Short Breaks and Hounslow will continue our relationship, because I know that we're one of the most popular out of school provisions. We would like to get out more because we're mobile and we can do that. So I think more opportunities for us to go to the children, which is less stress for parents and carers.
We've talked about a few programmes like fishing potentially and a few other things like that, which hopefully will be quite good fun.
I would like to say a massive thank you to Short Breaks for what they have done for Alicia and my family, and for all the other families out there that they have helped. I can't thank them enough, really.
If you're in trouble or you've kind of given up on yourself, never, ever, ever, ever let your disability get you down. Because in my opinion, they might be jealous. Because if you had really cool equipment, like I do, I give Pockio lessons, and they're like, oh, I want to have a go. But if they are insulting you, they might be jealous. They might think, oh, you can't do stuff. It doesn't matter. Don't let them tell you what you can't do, because maybe you can do it.